Here at our meeting. I'm going to keep getting distracted too about letting people in the room. Man, I live my COVID-19 life, being multitasking on a screen. Not the way we always want to relive those moments, but again, I think easiest to get everyone together as well as we can in a group setting like this. So thank you for making time this afternoon to be here with us. This is our annual District Career Technical Education Advisory Meeting. And we're slated to go from 5 here on April 30th, 2025, but we may be quicker than that. We'll find out. Please sign in. We've got the link coming up in the chat if you don't mind putting your name and like who you work for, like your role in the world. The professional world, that would be great. So thank you for that. Agenda's getting posted in the chat as well as long. And where's my people? How do I add people? Oh, there you got added. Hello, Mr. Burns. So you can check that out and look at that. But we're gonna. It says that we're gonna start with some welcome and introductions. And so just real quickly, we'll do, it's kind of tough with a quick like swing around in an environment like this. So we'll try to do it as well as we can. One of the best ways is if you call someone out, like you're going to introduce yourself and then you call someone out and then they know that they're up and you're going to unmute and introduce yourself to the. So I'll start officially and say that I'm Chris Hanks. I'm the River CTE Department Chair. I teach the art, media, and entertainment pathways on campus. And so those include the performing arts pathway and the digital media arts pathway, which more specifically is video production. I also am the troop advisor for RCHS Productions, Thespian Troop 8918. We've got a strong cohort this year. We're just crossing into the 10,000 after school hours territory this year. So it's a fun place to be. And they're here earning some more hours today. My leaders are and you're going to meet and get to see a few of them real soon. So I'm going to send it over to Paige.
Hello, I hope you can hear me. I am an alumni of the Thespian Troupe. I am heavily involved in the theater realm things, and I am currently a university student, and I'm going to pass it to Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns, you got.
Oh, I'm sorry. Chris Burns. I'm one of the community volunteers on the Arts and Entertainment.
And you're going to pass it to.
Sorry, going to pass it to Janice Wu.
Hi, I'm Janice Wu. I think Mike, your audio might be on right now, which means that, yay, we're getting the echo. Echo effect is gone. Okay, is anyone getting an echo right now? You all good? Okay. Thanks. Sorry. I'm one of the biomedical teachers on campus. We have the biomedical lab sciences pathway as well as the patient care pathway. And I'm also the advisor, one of the two advisors for our future healthcare professionals organization. I'd like to pass this to Mr. David Jans.
Hi, everyone. I'm David Jans, and for my involvement with the CTE program, I'm a film and television actor. I do some other things as well, but I'm represented by Cast Images Talent Agency, and I've been booking some things around the area, and that continues to grow. So that's my involvement here, and I help Mr. Hanks in some of his courses to just give some students some real-world examples of the industry. And with that, I'll pass it to Mike Pope.
Wait, now you got to unmute now, Mike.
I did.
There you go. Okay.
I too am an actor now, having spent decades as a television producer director and retired from 30 years of that, and then a theater technical director for many years. And I'm gone back to my first job, which was acting when I was 5 as a professional. And I'm currently in a play at the California Stage with my daughter, who is a former Chris Hanks student. And so now my income tax will only list me as an actor.
Cool. Who are you hopping over to?
And I'll pass it to Candace Stafford.
Hi, it's weird that my name appears like that because I'm actually Candace Stafford Banks. I haven't been Stafford for a long time. And I am a professor of agriculture at Woodland Community College, and I really love working with Miss McAllister, and so I'm going to pass it to her.
Jennifer, are you able to unmute? They left the meeting. They were like, no.
All right, I'm
Oh,
here.
there they are.
I'm here with all the construction kids at the regional build design. So I'm having a blast, and look, even Jason is here. There we go. Say hi.
What's up, everybody?
All right, so we're having a great time. Oh my gosh, I'm signing the helmet. All right, so agriculture is doing great. We got our gardens in, our chickens are laying eggs, and it's all awesome. All right, you guys have an awesome time.
Okay, good. I'm going to pass it on to, let me see, Matt, you're up.
Hi, I'm Matt Malacher. I'm a teacher in the engineering and architecture pathway. And I'm going to pass it over to Blake.
Thanks, Matt. My name is Blake Ross Kelly. I am a structural engineer. I work for Clark Pacific. I manage pre-construction for our structural construction projects, and I'm helping out Matt in the engineering and architecture pathway in the program that we're developing there at River City High School.
Cool. Let's see. I'm trying to help you out, Blake, with who we haven't heard from. Should we pass it to Asha?
Hi, I'm Asha Warrior, and I teach computer science and engineering classes here at River City High School. And I'll pass it to Stephanie.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Grote, and I am the Director of Compliance and Accountability in the school district, Washington Unified.
Very good. Yeah, I think we hit everyone, Stephanie. Did we miss anyone in the room that's on the call actively?
Did we get Fagu yet?
Yeah, no, you're right. Good job. We got a whole crew in there. Mr. Fagu.
I'm DeBarry Fagu, and I teach the first class in the engineering and architectural pathway. And I also teach robotics engineering, and I have along with me 2 of my young professionals that are in the pathway.
Please introduce yourselves, 2 of you.
Oh, I'm Miriam. I'm a senior. I've been in the program for 4 years. I've done about everything there is to do in the program. Really love it, and I'm happy to be here.
I'm Torrance. I've done all the pathways that Fagu has. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Thank you. And then just to bring it back to some students that are in the room with me, real quick, your name and producer role.
Hi, I'm Mary. I'm a senior, and I'm the executive producer.
Hello, I'm Drew Lancaster, and I'm the art collective producer.
Hi, my name is Penelope Cooper, and I'm one of the music collaborative producers.
My name is Dylan Kenny, and I am the films producer. My name is Ariel Arada, and I'm a studio producer.
Hi, my name is Alyssa. I'm the second half of music collaborative producer.
Whoa. Okay, good. We got some producers here. We're going to hear and get to see some of their talent here pretty quick. Thank you again for being here. And then, of course, we've got a long list of other invitees that we'll be sharing this video with and asking for their feedback. Appreciate you being here live with us. There's someone now. So before we get too far in, let's I'll say, Miss Grote, you're going to be next on the list to talk financials with us. But we have Casey just joined us. Casey, if you'd like to, if it's not too much of a hot spot, if you'd like to introduce yourself. We just did introductions around the room.
Hello, everyone. My name is Casey Wong. They, them pronouns. I am a designer with Stantec. I also help as the lead mentor part of the ACE Mentor program, the Create Mentor program as well, too. I see one of my students on camera as well, too. Great to meet everyone and glad to be here. So thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. So Ms. Grote, if you wouldn't mind giving us just a quick overview of like our funding and where we're at, where we're going, and anything that you may need from the advisors in terms of that.
Of course. And I apologize. Every time I go to turn on my camera, it says my load is too high. So I'm trying to close tabs as we speak. So I apologize, but I am here. First, I'd like to say welcome. It's great to see so many staff, so many from the industry, and of course the students. So thank you all for being here. I just, in regard to a quick update with our funding, I think most of you have been on the meetings before, but most of our CTE pathways are funded through a grant, which we call CTEG, and we did receive that grant as well. And so working with the teachers and the staff to ensure that those funds are spent correctly as we get close to the end of the year, as well as we have academy funds that come in for our Farm to Fork and engineering and pathway. So we are continuing to look at a variety of sources to continue to support new and innovative ideas moving forward.
Thank you. So just for transparency's sake, the CTIG grant this year that we were awarded was for the amount.
I knew you were going to ask me that. See, now you're making me open back up a tab. I want to say it's loading. How about I look and I can put it in the chat? I know it's like 300, just over $300,000. I want to say like 378, but I know this is being recorded, so don't quote me on that. Okay. I will definitely put it in the chat.
There you go. Thank you. And so, yeah, definitely up in that category, which is comparable to the year before and those couple of years, kind of guiding us into this. Like, it's been kind of the threshold that our district has been at. Do you have any sense, Ms. Grote, of what those numbers might look like moving forward? Do we have any sort of like outlook?
Yeah, great question. So it's actually a little bit more than we had received originally about 3 years ago. The funds have about doubled in the last 3 years when they changed the funding formula. But currently we're anticipating receiving about the same next year. And it's based on a variety of factors. But with this particular grant, it's odd because when it opens, the school year has already begun. So we continue to monitor that just to make sure that we are spending those funds to support the students.
Thank you. And the truth is that the CTE department does a good job of spending those funds. We can quickly find ways to spend that money. It's all going directly to serve students, whether it's through equipment, through supportive staff, and field trips and competitions and all that kind of stuff. So Ms. Grote works tirelessly to make sure that we get the grant funding, of course, and then that we're spending it properly. The challenge for us always is to ensure that we're keeping up to date with industry standards. That's why you as advisors help us at the beginning of the year with our individual pathway advisories to help the teachers understand what's new in the industry, what should we be bringing into the classroom that we don't have yet, what kind of things can we leave by the wayside. So thank you again, advisors, for being here present at the beginning of the year as we get that cycle, that funding cycle started. And then we start to think about how to spend those monies and put them into the classroom, or get, of course, students out into the field, into field trips, or have mentors and guest speakers and things like that come in.
I do have the amount. It was $375,928.
Love that. Thank you. And we're going to spend it. So, so thank you for that. The next step on our list is going to be a program success demonstration from the Science, Engineering, and Technology Academy. For that, we have a video, and so I'm going to attempt to play it from my computer. And you know, tech being what it is, and me not doing this every day anymore, thank goodness, we'll give it my best shot, and then we'll see how well I can do that. So I'm going to share my screen, and it's going to be maybe this one. Yeah. I want to tab. I want to this one. We're going to do this. All right, here we go. We'll give it a go. Someone shout out if you can't, because it's going to be cover my screen. Go ahead and shout out at me if something's going weird and you need me to stop. Okay, next step is doing the thing, getting it started. Here we go.
Sarah Emery, I'm the Vice President for the Engineering Academy. This year at Skills USA, I placed gold for regionals and silver for state for electronics technology. One of the key factors in that competition was breadboarding, which I will be going over here now. Today we're going to be making a circuit of a blinking light. Here is a schematic diagram with all the schematic diagram here and all the parts here. So we have a battery snap, a 6.8K ohm resistor, a 16K ohm resistor, a 220 ohm resistor, a capacitor, a 555 IC timer, and an LED. Here you can see we have our 6.8K ohm resistor, a 16, 220, our capacitor, our timer, and our LED. Now to start, I like to start with our battery snap in the positive direction. And you can really just place it anywhere. On breadboards, each individual part is connected by 5 other ports, but they are not connected by the long ways ones. Now, if you look at the schematic diagram, you can see the positive goes straight to R1, the 6.8K resistor. So we are going to simply grab our resistor and connect it into the same port next to our positive output. Then it is also connected to our timer, which we will place in the middle. At random. We are going to get back to this later. If you follow R1, you get to see that it's also connected to the R2 16K. We're going to grab our R2 and connect it in series. So that means that they are connected from one to another. They're not going from the same exact point to the ending port. Then, ignoring what is connected to the timer, we are also going to connect it to our capacitor, also in series. For this one, you want to pay attention to the positive and negative. So you want to go from positive to negative, with the positive one being the longer leg, like so. After the capacitor, it goes straight back to the negative port. Now we are going to bring in our components from the timer. Now, if we look back at the schematic diagram, after R1 it is connected to R9, or is connected to the 9 import and the 4. So on the timer, you can see a little dot in the bottom left-hand corner. That is our 1. And then it goes 2, 3, 4. Other side is 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to connect it from 8 to R1 back at the start. Now we are going to connect the 8 port with the 4. So this one right there. Now those are done. After that, it is also connected to our LED. So we are going to grab our LED right here, and I'm going to put it over here. Go up one. And we are going to get a jumper cable and go from the same part where we put R1 that they are all connected to. Sometimes these can be a little stubborn. And we are going to connect it to the positive leg of the LED. Like so. Like that. Then the other leg to the LED is connected to R3, 220 ohms. So we're going to connect it simply like that. Now, the other end of R3 is going to be connected to the third port for the timer, like so. Now, I am just going to go in a circle. So 1 is connected to the capacitor and to the negative output. Then the 2 is connected in between or with R2 and the capacitor. 6 is connected also in the same spot. So now we have all these connected and just 7 left. So we're going to get another jumper cable. That's 4, 5, 6. This is 7. Connect it in between R1 and R2, kind of back near the start. And now if we connect our 9-volt battery to the battery snap, you can see we now have a blinking light. Thank you very much.
All right. That was a lot. That's impressive, right? So big shout out to Miss Alavi and what she does with her students. And clearly, Sarah, as they mentioned at the beginning, hopefully you picked that up, that they are an award winner in this area. It's not only difficult, I think, to pick that up, which, you know, as someone that's like, that's not my territory, like, yikes, that's a lot. But then to be able to explain it and be able to convey those ideas is super impressive. And that was all to make the LED light blink. And so now start thinking about all your electronics and how things work and all the work that goes into it. And clearly that those are great high-paying jobs that we're training students for here at River City High School. It's super impressive. So thank you, Sarah, for that demonstration. I can't imagine having to do that on the spot. So the recording was probably the best idea there. All right, so thank you for that. Our next go-to is going to be, now as I've moved everything around, I've lost my agenda. So our next thing is going to be a program success demonstration from our arts, media, and entertainment group. I get the luxury of introducing you to a couple award-winning actors. Come on here and get in the screen so we can get you set up. This is going to be Dylan and Ariel Arada. I'll let them tell you what they're going to be. We'll get there. I'm going to let them introduce you as to what they're going to be performing, and most recently, this was gosh, they just performed it yesterday in Stockton at Western Ranch High School. And before that, they performed it at the Motherlode High School Drama Festival, where they won first place. And then they presented at all sorts of other places before then. But here you go. Introduce yourselves in the scene.
Okay. Hi, my name is Ariel Arada. My name is Dylan Kent, and we will be performing a duo scene written by Ian McQuiffy called Last Day of School. I will be portraying Castilla. I'll be portraying Jared. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment or see the principal? Yeah. No. I mean, he's expecting me, but I wouldn't call it an appointment. It's more like I'm in line to be punished. Right. Yeah. Me too, I guess. Do you mind if I sing first? No. You can't wait 5 minutes? No, I can't. I need to see him now. Whoa, what the hell? Why are you yelling at me? Because I'm livid. I should not have yelled. No, you should not have. It's just this. I'm getting detention, and I'm worried it could be on my permanent record. So I'm a little annoyed. Well, you still shouldn't have yelled at me, dude. I barely know you. You can't just yell at strangers for no reason. It's a crappy thing to do, so don't do it. Well, I already said I was sorry. No, yes, I did. Yes, it was the first thing I said after I yelled at you. Hold on. You think you apologized to me just now? You think that's what happened? Yes. Dumb. I don't. No, of course you don't understand. You and your precious expensive shirt and dumb Republican haircut. You think you're always right and everyone else is always wrong. Well, guess what? You did not say you were sorry. And you know how I know? Because the whole time you're yelling at me, I'm thinking, wow, this guy is a big jerk for yelling at me. But maybe I should just give him the benefit of the doubt and wait for him to apologize. And you know what 2 words I don't hear? I'm sorry. I hear excuses. That you yelling at me wasn't your fault. Blah, blah, blah. And then I hear you say, well, I said I was sorry, which I know you didn't say. You stuffed shirt. You didn't say you were sorry. All right, well, I'm sorry now. Okay, well, thank you. Jeez, that really bugged you, huh? I just hate that stuff. You know, when people deny reality, it's like talking to a lying 6-year-old and it drives me crazy. So, what did you even do anyway? What? To get detention. I yelled at the teacher and I used a bunch of expletives. Wow, really? That's actually kind of cool. No, it's not, but it wasn't completely my fault. Okay, here's what happened. Mr. Klein wanted to play a movie on the last day of class, Braveheart. I suggested that instead of watching Braveheart, I do a presentation on the Battle of Stirling Bridge because A, Braveheart is historically inaccurate, and B, Mel Gibson is a hateful bigot. We shouldn't support his films. So I would give a 10-minute presentation before the film just to give another perspective. And everyone agreed. I think just to shut me up, but everyone agreed. And then just as I'm about to give my presentation, Mr. Klein tells me to sit down. And of course, I wouldn't sit down because, I stayed up till 4 in the freaking morning working on this. And then Mr. Klein says, Jared, no one wants to hear your stupid presentation. And that really set me off because, this is a school. A teacher's telling me not to actively participate in school. Where am I, an idiot's version of the USSR? So that's what happened. Mr. Klein sent me to the principal's office for voicing a dissenting opinion because he's a fascist. The end. Wow, that was the lamest reason I've ever heard for getting detention. Well, what then? If what I did was so lame and boring, what did you do? I gave myself a tattoo. That's insane. No, it's not. I wanted a tattoo. Aren't you worried about getting an infection or? Oh, look, dude. I don't let stuff like that, like infections or other things, make me afraid. Things aren't scary to you? No, not really. Any noun you were afraid of clowns, snakes, or plane crashes? No. What's the point? It's not a matter of having a point. It's just something everyone has. It's a visceral reaction. Look, dude, just because you care about what society thinks of you or if your daddy loves you enough doesn't mean that I have to. No, it's not. Don't be. Ugh! You're frustrating. You know that? You can't just walk around and sit and say whatever you want and expect everyone to believe you just because your jeans are weird looking. What? How? I'm going to prove it to you because I don't believe you're not afraid of anything. Okay? No one's that cool. No one's that alternative. So just let me think for a second. You look constipated. It helps me to get into a position of equal balance when I'm thinking. It calms my mind. Look, dude, why do you even care so much? Because I think you're wrong, and therefore I think I'm right. I've been doing speech and debate for 4 years now, and I'm not going to lose now, especially not to you.
But what do you think will happen?
I'm in my thinking position, so just shh. Okay. 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 Oh, God. I thought of something. Did you now? I thought of something that if you did this lame, uncool thing, your reputation would vaporize. Like that. And that terrifies you. Well, I don't think it would, but fine. What is it? Go on a date with me. You want to go on a date with me? No, that's not what I said. What I said was I would think of something that scares you, and that's go on a date with a stuffy shirt, OCD, perfect class attendance guy like me. Well, I mean... And it has to be a public date, a place where all your stupid, edgy friends hang out. I'm talking a public, crowded place. Because I don't believe you're not afraid of anything. Okay, fine, but no buts. Oh, there's a but. Because I don't go on a date with anyone without a few provisions, and this is no exception. I will go on a date with you because I will go on a date with anyone. But the only way I will go on this date with you, or anyone for that matter, is if you really want to go on the date with me. If this is just a date out of spite or because you're trying to win an argument, then no, that's stupid. Forget it. But if you're actually asking me out on a date, if you're putting yourself out there and risking emotional humiliation because you actually like me, then yes, I will go on a date with you. Because it takes guts to ask someone out on a date if you really like them. It does. And I respect guts. Well then, that's what I'm doing. And I don't understand it because I find you so infuriating. And yet I'm also wildly attracted to you right now and I don't understand it. So yes, I am asking you out for real. Well, that took guts, Jared. It did. And so I will go on a date with you. Great. Yeah, it is great because I'm weirdly finding you attractive too. You stood up to your teacher because you thought you were doing what was right, and that's hot. Well, then I'm glad I'm asking you out then. So am I. I'll call you later. Looking forward to it. Great. Fantastic. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go even though the principal hasn't even seen me yet because who cares? I've got a date to get ready for. Well, good for you, Jared. Good for you.
All right, very good. All right, thank you, Dylan and Ariel. All right, so I love this because I squished them into this little space, and I'm like, that's really been our whole spring. You're getting lots of applause on here. That's been our entire spring with storybook theater and chapter book theater. We visited all sorts of elementary schools. We performed on a couple college campuses and all sorts of things. And every time the environment is completely different. And so as actors, they have to adapt to the space and the chairs and all the things. And now it's on camera for this. So just that experience of having to adapt is such a great skill. And thank you for that. So thank you for performing for us today. That's just a little taste of our 10,000 hours of after school fun. Okay, so thank you for that. Next on our list is going to be consideration of recommendations for new classes or activities, work-based learning. And I'm going to get us kick-started with that with some exciting news, which is, and again, with, I didn't write this down, and so I'm gonna echo Miss Grote's note, which is like, don't hold me to the exactitudes of this, but I am going to say that we were able this year to propose a course and have it approved by the school board that is a CTE work experience sort of course. Again, like this is not the, don't quote me on that. It's a work-based learning course where any of our CTE students, as they work through their CTE courses, they can then take this extra course. It's not built in specifically to any one of our singular pathways, but it is a place where they can basically take on internships during the school day. And so let's say they, as a senior, have a free fourth period. Then we would be able to work with local industry partners, local employers, have a student be able to go to a workplace and get work experience. they would get high school credit for that, as well as, of course, just being in the workplace and getting the experience and being able to network and have someone for a letter of recommendation, all the dots that go with a benefit like that. So that's a new course that we're going to be taking on next year. Ms. Grote, did you want to add anything that I might have missed in my quick little summary there?
No, I was just putting it in the chat. It's called CTE Field Course.
Field work. Yeah, there you go. Good. Appreciate it. So thank you for that. And that was this was very helpful from our principal, Mr. Jorgensen, really helped to make sure that worked along with Ms. Grote to make sure that could meet the standard that we needed to get to for the school board to approve it. And next year it's going to be piloting, and we're going to be figuring it out and getting it'll be supervised by a CTE teacher who will help get kids ready for that work experience, help get them connected with those employers, and then be checking in with the students and the employers throughout the term on their progress and doing all that. So that's another great addition to the River CTE offerings at large that any of our CTE students will be able to benefit once they get to being able to do that. So they really need a free period, which students at River City don't get until usually junior or senior year. So that's a cool thing. We also, I think, Ms. Wu, if you'd be able to speak to where some of our, nothing's confirmed yet, but we're working with some new exploratory courses. I'll let you explain.
I think Mr. Mellon has the better information on that for the patient care pathway.
Is Mellon in the room?
Yes, he just joined.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if he didn't. Yes.
Hi, sorry. I had a physical therapy appointment between school and this. Yeah, so we met, we've had a couple of meetings about expanding our patient care pathway to finally completion with an end of course, a capstone class. Right now we've piloted and pushed out anatomy and medical terminology, and we have attempted a few times over the last 5 or 6 years to get some form of capstone set up. And we once again have been able to start working with Woodland Community College and their EMT coordinators there to hopefully get some form of a dual enrollment class to get students credit from through Woodland Community College as well, to have the experience they would need to start EMT when they got out. It wouldn't be an EMT level course because we can't do the field work and stuff requirements for that. But we would have them, they have like a preparatory class now that they've started offering. And so we're looking at turning that into part of our capstone for our patient care pathway. And have made some good progress there. So I'm hopeful that in a year or two, we will be able to offer that as well, which is great.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mellon. So we added a few advisors in the room since we initially did our introductions. Joseph Warrior, and I don't believe this is like your government name, but California Wheat. Welcome to the room. So thank you for that. I wanted to open it up. I just wanted to introduce you to open it up to the others in the room. That if it's probably like a weird thing to say right now, like just on the spot and like pipe up and say it. But if you as advisors maybe you are ready now, I don't know. But if you have ideas about, like this would be cool to add in, right? Like, and this really is about our advisory meetings in the fall and now in the spring, just constantly putting it out to you that like our courses aren't stuck and set in stone, and that we have room to add courses and move things around, add pathways. Ultimately, I mean, it would take years, but this is where those conversations come about. And so if you have ideas about different pathways that maybe we could be pursuing, industry sector pathways, or courses that could help encourage students to be ready for work or college. These are the kind of environments to bring it up. You of course have connections with the pathway teacher that has brought you into the fold here, and you can always be communicating with them via email, phone call, advisory meetings, and things like that. So again, I doubt that anyone's like ready to like do a big proposal here tonight about a new pathway, a course of study, but maybe you are. So I want to open it. If you are and you want to raise your hand to that, I welcome you. But otherwise, I just want to let you know that the door is always open to have those conversations with your teachers. Candace is ready for their proposal. Yeah, go for it, please.
Hi, I don't have a proposal, but Thomas was just talking about dual enrollment, and I was actually typing him an email in your email system. I'm a dual enrollment coordinator at Woodland Community College. And so I just wanted to kind of bring dual enrollment up as an option. So I know that you guys have a middle college high at River City, but dual enrollment is a great option for CTE programs. And I know that Sac City is the college that you guys are kind of partnered with because you're in their service area. But I do want to bring it up that there is new regulations in the state of California that you are allowed to go to any college. If you guys don't know this already, if you do, I'm sorry. You're allowed to go to any college to dual enroll a program. If the college in your service area does not have, is not like able to work with you for whatever reason, they don't have the program. And so I just want to throw that out there. And then Thomas, I would love to help you get your dual enrollment class started. You have to do a course request, which we're accepting now. You have to write a syllabus. If you don't meet min-quals, which unless you're an EMT, unfortunately an EMT program, you wouldn't. Min-quals are different for every program. The great thing about CTE is a lot of CTE courses, experience counts in your min-quals. So any educator likely has a degree, although I ran into something where a culinary instructor actually didn't have a degree, and so they got their associates with us. And then because apparently Le Cordon Bleu doesn't count as a degree, I don't understand that. But so I just want to, if you guys haven't thought about dual enrollment opportunities, there's a huge push from the state. There's lots of resources for dual enrollment, and your middle college high is great, but CTE kids deserve the chance to get college credit as well. So I just want to throw that out there, and I'm happy. I live in West Sac, and I love working with the ag department, and I would love to help all of you do more dual enrollment opportunities.
Thank you so much. That's a huge offer, and we'll definitely be taking you up on that and communicating further. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've over time as a department had different MOUs with different community colleges for dual enrollment or like concurrent kind of stuff. And I think COVID kind of killed a lot of those things as MOUs kind of timed out and stuff.
Yeah.
Things have changed, of course, and staffing changes. So we're constantly looking for those new connections. And so having you in the room today means a lot. We really appreciate that.
So I'm going to drop my email in the chat. And then if anybody for any department is interested in it, I'd be happy to help you out.
Love that. Thank you so much. That's awesome. This is why we're doing this today, to have you in the room. So thank you so much. Anyone else for the good of the group on that regard? All right. Thank you so much. All right. Program success demonstration is headed over now to the robotics engineering room. Take it away.
Allow us to share.
How do we? Okay, share. This one, right?
Mhm.
Wait, is it this one?
That one.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay.
There you go.
Can you guys see it?
Yes, we can see it.
All
It's
right.
loaded. Got it.
Okay, 1 second,
I'm pretty
guys.
sure it's just the tab. What? Oh, you're putting it up front. Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so you can.
Sorry, we're
Yep.
figuring
There
out
you
the
go. All right. There you go.
technicalities
So
of it all.
you
Then I have
click click here to advance on that screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
And you got it over there.
So I'm Miriam. I'm Torrance. Today we're going to be talking about the engineering courses and programs that we have been participating in recently. Okay.
So we have the intro to engineering design. We do we have puzzle cubes, which you could see the cubes, and those you use the engineering design process and basic statistics to do those, and then we were able to create our own competitive and challenging designs in the class.
Okay, wait. There we go. This is our intro to robotics engineering class. This gives students an opportunity to prove their basic understandings of mechanical engineering, where they can brainstorm, sketch, design, and then build and test their robots. They get to compete in challenges and tournaments. Today they actually had their BattleBots competition where they would go head-on-head in teams against each other for who had the strongest robot. And yeah.
This is our advanced robotics. Here's some students and their competitive robots. In this class, they're proving their understanding for advanced mechanical engineering and brainstorming, sketching, and building and testing their designs. And Aubrey and Jennifer, theirs was the tournament champion.
For our STEM enrichment field trips, we've been on quite a few. The first one was our FERA field trip, where students got to see how robotics and agriculture can connect. And the second one we did was a Tesla field trip, where we got a more in-depth understanding of how automotive manufacturing industry worked with robotics. We got to see the huge robots they use to make the actual Tesla cars. And then for our iFly field trip, we got to learn and see the connection between physics, robotics, and flight, which was very fascinating to see how they could all come together.
These are the different outreach activities we did. Students in the advanced robotics are encouraged to share their knowledge with peers, and we like to learn information from professionals in the industry.
This is our drone soccer club. I started it up this year with Torrance. It was very exciting for us, very new territory we had gone into. Our big thing for this year was the tournament. We had competed. We drove all the way out to Milpitas. It was really fun. We got second place in the competition, very exciting. We also won the Airmanship Award, which was very fun for us. It was our first competition. We had been going against students who had been competing for years, and we didn't have as much preparation because it was a last-minute competition that we had learned about. So for the whole team to really come together and it's yeah, we're all going to put in this time, put in this effort, really work together, and just have fun with it. And yeah, it was very exciting. So yeah.
This is the UCD summer internship program. It's for robotics engineering pathway students, and we collaborate with UC Davis, CSTEM Center, and other departments. And in that program, you do rockets and drones and motors and other types of activities.
And that's everything for me. Thank you for listening. I'm trying to figure out how to get it back to normal.
Yeah. Thank you, Torrance and Miriam. Thank you so much. That's a lot. I will tell you, the BattleBots today had the building rumbling. All right, so there was a lot of excitement in our building today with the BattleBots. So I know you guys have a ton of fun, and it is all really thick engineering stuff disguised as fun, which I love. Ms. Wu.
I have a question for Miriam and Torrance. For the advanced robotics project with the speedbots, what was that? I saw the people holding their bots. Was it drones or what were they building?
Oh, so they build their own robots out of sheet metal. They add the motors, the wheels, and then they compete in one-on-one races. It's like a tournament-style bracket where they compete, and then the fastest one. I think Aubrey's and Jennifer's went so fast that it actually broke part of the wheel because it was so fast they couldn't stop it, and it would crash and then break. That's just how fast and how powerful their gear ratio was. It was amazing, honestly.
That's crazy. That's so impressive. Thank you for sharing.
All right. I want to thank again all the students that partook today. This is just like a quick example of the wild amount of things that the CTE programs do all year long. One of the things that as a department we do when we meet is share out what each of our programs are doing, just to keep a record, like a literal record of the huge amount of activities, work-based learning experience, guest speakers, and all the things that are happening in our classes. Because we just keep pushing forward with it. And if we don't keep track of it, we're going to lose track of just how much our CTE programs are offering all of our students. And again, so much of it has to do with our advisory panels helping us to be guest speakers in our room for our Young Professionals Week, to provide mentorship through ACE mentoring, and provide open up businesses to allow our students to visit. The ways that you as an advisory group really help us be able to bring these things to students makes such a big deal. And hopefully today, with bringing some of that to life for you, you get to see some of the benefit that you provide. The truth is too that when Ms. Grote announced the numbers of our grant funding and stuff, the requirements that we're doing all these things in our classes does come back down to having industry advisories that keep us on track. And so again, I want to thank you for your time and your continued dedication to the students of West Sac, not just in a peripheral way. And maybe it seems that way if you offer an hour here, a couple hours there. The truth is that it does make a difference, and that we can't do what we do without you. So thank you for tonight. Thank you for those of you watching the video. And I just, to bring our meeting to a close, because I want to be respectful of our time, there's industry check-ins and things like that. I'm going to invite you to connect with the teacher that you that has brought you and invited you today. Most of you already have throughout the entire year, and like I said, to be guest speakers and mentors and things like that. But please continue. When you see a cool opportunity, when you have a fun idea of something, like something happens in your business, you're like, this would be cool for students to see. Please continue to keep those lines of communication open and bring those up to your teacher partners, because we're constantly ready to engage our students in those new activities. So please don't wait for a meeting like this or our fall advisory meetings that we hope you'll be a part of as well. Just keep that information coming, because it really allows us to plan and integrate all of these new and interesting things into our programs. So at the very end of our meeting, it says that we're going to set a date and a time for our next meeting. It really is going to be in the fall with our individual pathways. The teachers will reach out to you. But again, please, whenever you have that bright idea, don't hesitate. Reach out, and then please, of course, share what you're doing with some of your other colleagues, and because we're always looking for additional advisors, additional industries, especially our local West Sac, Sacramento regional industry folks that would be willing to have us see their facility, to come in and be a guest speaker. So the more we can spread the ideas, the better. Before we do adjourn, I just want to say, if anyone came on today and was thinking like, I'm going to share this idea, I want to make sure that you have that opportunity now. So if anyone is ready and raring to go to share that idea, I invite you to do that. And thank you, Ms. Grote, for your comment. Yes, I agree. Everyone, thank you for joining. And it makes a difference. So thank you so much. All right. So I'm certain that you have our contact information, so don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you again, all of you in the room, our teachers in the room, and all the mentors and everything like this. Thank you so much for dedicating time today. It really makes a difference. I'm going to hang on for just a minute if you want to add something. Joseph, you unmiked. Go for it. No, oh, he's not. Okay. McAllister, what do you got?
I just wanted to say thank you so much. And it was super chaotic earlier because I was at the shed building contest. But the kids are doing great things. They're passing Ag-Align certifications. They're going on field trips, and we're doing great things. I'm so grateful that our advisory panel has good ideas for us, and they're here to support us. So thank.
I love that. Nonstop. Jennifer's on the road, taking care of students and doing this. It's a lot. I did drop in the sign in one last time if you came in a little late or you missed it initially, to have you sign in. Yeah, so there you go. And thank you, Claudia. I see you now. You're not just California wheat. You're more than that. You're Claudia. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, I'm going to hang on for just a minute if you do want to chat with me individually, but otherwise we're going to sign out. And thank you so much for being a part of River CTE and making a difference in young people's lives. Appreciate it. Bye, you guys. Stop.